on! Is it true your husband's a lawyer?
Yes, that's right.
I knew it! That explains why he stands out from the other dads at the daycare. I saw him when I picked up my son today, and wow, he's got a whole different aura. I couldn't help myself, so I asked around. Some of the other moms filled me in.
I see.
I mean, he was wearing this insanely sharp-looking suit, and you can just tell from his face, he's clearly super intelligent. Honestly, he looks exactly like the kind of man I want to be the father of my son.
What?
Well, you know, I'm a single mom. Raising a kid all on your own, it's no walk in the park. That's why I've been looking, no, hunting for the perfect father figure. And I think I finally found him, right here at this daycare.
Wait, are you seriously saying you want my husband to become your child's father?
Of course I'm serious. I'm always serious when it comes to my son. Everything I do is for him, from the food I cook to the life I'm trying to build. I'm just being honest. I dropped out of high school. The man I married, he was a host who ran off the moment things got tough. So yeah, my son didn't exactly win the DNA lottery. But maybe I can fix that with a better role model, a smarter one, like your husband.
Wait, what?
I want my son to have opportunities. I want him to get into a top university, land a high-paying job, and someday lift us both out of this mess. And to make that happen, we need someone like your husband. A smart, successful lawyer with class. That's why I'm asking you, Helen. Will you give me your husband?
What? No, of course not. What are you even saying right now? Don't be ridiculous.
What part of that is ridiculous? I told you I'm dead serious. He probably earns a great salary too, right? That means I could finally escape this poor single mom lifestyle. I need your husband. So please, just hand him over, for both our sakes.
No matter how many times you ask, the answer will still be no. You can't just go around targeting someone else's husband. Completely inappropriate and more than a little insane.
So it's a no, huh? Well, I figured as much. But you know what? That doesn't mean I'm giving up. Honestly, I never expected you to just hand him over. This is the point where I show you just how serious I am.
What?
Even if you say no, it's not like I can stop him from coming to me, right? If he decides he wants to be with me, then who are we to stand in his way?
What exactly are you planning to do to my husband?
You know, before I had my kid, I was actually kind of a catch. Men didn't stand a chance when I really turned on the charm. So don't underestimate me. I'm about to show you what I can really do.
What?
Anyway, make sure you say hi to that handsome husband of yours for me. And maybe start prepping for a divorce, just in case. Because I've got a feeling he'll be the one bringing it up soon enough.
Helen, I know this is sudden, but I want a divorce. I found someone I want to spend the rest of my life with.
What? What are you saying?
I mean it. I truly believe she's the one. My soulmate. I want to leave this marriage behind and start a new life with her. I want to be happy.
Hold on, Blake. Are you telling me there's someone more important to you than me? More important than our daughter? You want to just abandon your family to be with this woman?
I'm sorry, but yes. I can't stop thinking about her. Even though it hurts, I want you and May to forget about me and move on.
You've been working late every night lately. Even on weekends, you've been out, saying it was for work. Let me guess. All that time you were with her, weren't you?
Well, yeah.
And let me ask, this woman you're leaving us for, it's Rose, isn't it? The mom from our daughter's daycare?
How did you know?
She told me. Rose practically declared she was going to steal you away. She said the moment she saw you, she just knew. I didn't take her seriously, but I guess I should have. I didn't think you'd actually let yourself be taken.
If you already know, then there's no point hiding it. Yes, it's Rose. She's the one I love now. I want to be with her and her son. I want us to be a real family.
So, you're willing to throw away your wife and your own daughter to build some fantasy life with another woman?
I'm sorry, Helen, I really am. I do care about May, but I can't pretend anymore. Rose is the one I need. So I'm begging you, please divorce me. I'll pay whatever I need to, alimony, child support, whatever it takes.
You're really serious about this.
I've never felt this way about anyone before. With you, I never really had that spark. Honestly, I was never popular. I'd never even dated anyone seriously before you. We only got married because you got pregnant. It was never love. It was just obligation.
So you're saying it was a shotgun wedding. But you were happy when you heard we were having a baby. You said you'd make me the happiest woman in the world. Now you're telling me that was all just a mistake?
Don't twist it. I only said that because I thought it was the right thing to do. I wanted to be the good guy. But deep down, I always felt like I missed out. I wanted to experience more, date other women, live a little before settling down.
So now you regret your whole life with me?
I never wanted to get married that young. And when you got pregnant, that dream died. I felt trapped. So yeah, I married you because I had to, not because I wanted to.
I see. So this was all just obligation to you. You never really loved me at all. If that's truly how you feel, then maybe divorce is the only option.
You understand where I'm coming from?
I do. And I'll respect your feelings. I'll agree to the divorce, but on one condition. You pay the full alimony and child support up front in one lump sum. And I'll sign the papers tonight.
All in one go?
That's my offer. If you can't accept that, then we're not divorcing. You're a lawyer. You should know how this works. Divorce requires mutual consent. And if we can't agree, I'm ready to drag this through court for years if I have to.
You'd really make me go through all that?
Absolutely. So, what's it going to be?
Fine. I'll pay it. All of it. If that's what it takes to be with the woman I love, then I'll do it.
Thanks for seeing reason. Now then, let's sit down and sort this all out. I'll put May to bed early so we can finalize everything tonight.
Looks like I've completely won! I've taken your elite lawyer husband away from you. Now the luxury condo and all the money are mine. And my son will be a genius, too.
I honestly never thought you'd be the one who would steal him from me.
Don't underestimate a former hostess like me. I used to be the ace of the #1 host, you know.
I don't really understand. Is that supposed to be something impressive? I mean, your host husband ended up leaving you in the end.
Shut up! The loser who had her husband stolen by me has no room to talk.
Wait, are you calling me a loser?
Who else could it be? Until now, life as a single mom has been tough, but now I've made a huge turnaround. Honestly, I've always hated you. That's why I feel so good right now.
You've always hated me? Did I ever do something to upset you?
Just your existence annoyed me. You acted like you had the perfect husband and everything was so wonderful and easy. Clothes you wore, the fancy things you had, so different from my poor life as a single mom. You must have looked down on me and made fun of me in your mind, right?
I didn't do any such thing. And besides, I bought all my clothes and accessories with my own earnings. My husband and I worked together. He didn't buy all this for me.
Shut up! The loser who lost her elite husband has no right to argue with me.
Okay.
Ha! Now it's your turn to experience the struggle of a poor single mom. Meanwhile, I'll be living the life of a lawyer's wife with a high income. I won't have to work hard anymore, and I'll be able to live a luxurious life.
Oh, really? I think you might want to lower your expectations when it comes to him.
Whatever you say, it just sounds like a sore loser talking to me. Since it's such a big win, I'm going to make sure my son gets all the best lessons. Maybe even an entrance exam for an elite elementary school. Being a winner is just the best.
It's not a loss, just advice.
I know what you're up to. You're trying to somehow steal my husband back from me, aren't you?
Huh?
Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I'm never letting go of him. My elite lawyer husband is mine. From now on, I'll be living in that luxury condo and enjoying every bit of the high life.
Did you know that he changed jobs?
What?
And the luxury condo was always mine from the start. So that means Blake will have to leave it soon. That condo will never be yours.
What did you just say?
He changed jobs, so his salary dropped significantly. Renting that luxury condo might be a stretch for him now. Living that luxurious life is questionable too, but hey, good luck with that. As his ex-wife, I can only wish you well.
Wait a minute, Helen. What are you talking about? What do you mean he changed jobs? And the luxury condo isn't even his anymore, and his salary dropped? What on earth are you trying to say?
You really don't know, do you? Blake left his lawyer job and changed to a completely different field. Now he's just a regular salaryman.
What? When did he leave being a lawyer?
About a month ago, I guess. He probably switched jobs around the time you started making moves on him.
What?
Well, there were some issues at his previous workplace. He just decided one day, I'm quitting being a lawyer. He made the decision on impulse without asking anyone, and I found out later that his salary is now about half of what it was as a lawyer. He probably should have taken his time finding a new job. But I guess he really wanted to leave behind a lawyer as soon as possible.
Why on earth would he quit being a lawyer? Such a smart, high-paying, and prestigious job. What happened at his workplace? Tell me everything.
I became the vice director at the law firm where he worked.
Huh? You? You're the vice director? Like the vice president?
Well, sort of. Actually, I'm also a lawyer, and I was working at the same firm as him.
What? You were a lawyer too?
But one day, I was suddenly called in by the managing director. He told me that he wanted me to take over the firm in the future. So I ended up being promoted to vice director, taking over Blake's position.
What? What's going on? I had no idea you were even a lawyer. And why did they promote you instead of Blake?
Because I'm a more capable lawyer, I guess. I'm kind of known for being a good lawyer. I even have clients who specifically request me for legal advice.
What?
Honestly, Blake's problem is that he's too aggressive with clients. He's good at the actual legal work, but when it comes to customer service or handling office tasks, he's not great. I think the managing director saw that and chose me. Blake didn't like it, though. He left the firm because he didn't want to work at a firm where I was going to be the managing director.
What? For that reason?
I tried to stop him, of course. But he's quite stubborn and refused. I even offered to introduce him to another law firm, but he got angry and said, I don't need any help from you. In the end, he quit being a lawyer and moved to a completely different field.
No, this can't be true. I thought I'd caught an elite lawyer, but now he's making half his previous salary? What's going to happen to my dream of living the luxurious life?
Well, it looks like that dream will remain just a dream. But don't worry, even with half the salary, he's probably still earning about $50,000. You might not be able to live a luxurious life, but at least you'll be able to get by. Good luck!
What do you mean a $50,000 starting bonus for the new year? Try $0 with no job, that's what it actually is.
Wait, what?
How am I supposed to live like this? In the end, I'm the one who has to work now. And not just to support the kids, now I've got to support my husband too? It's like someone just dumped a whole pile of extra baggage on me. What's going on?
I thought Blake landed that new job safely.
Apparently, the higher-ups at the new firm said he wasn't cutting it. They told him they were lowering his salary, said he wasn't worth what they were paying him. Things got heated, and boom, he got fired.
What? Are you serious?
I couldn't believe it either. I was so angry I picked up the phone and called the company myself. Do you know what they said? They claimed they hadn't done anything wrong, just exercised a clause in the contract to adjust the terms. That's it.
Hold on. You're telling me all this so suddenly. I can't even process it yet. He got fired after they lowered his pay because he wasn't performing well? Are they saying it's Blake's fault?
Well, it's not like he did something outrageous or illegal. He's just not fitting in well at the new company, that's all.
What do you mean?
According to someone at the firm, he's already sticking out like a sore thumb. He's rigid, doesn't know how to compromise, doesn't get along with the rest of the team. And on top of that, he keeps bragging about his legal knowledge. Apparently, it's really annoying. His work pace is slow, his mistakes are piling up, and they said lowering his salary was only natural.
Oh, wow.
He tried to argue back, said the whole thing was unfair. But it looks like he missed a critical detail in the contract. It allows the company to alter the agreement even after hiring him. They told him if you don't like it, you're free to quit.
And he actually quit right then and there?
Yep. He got all emotional and dramatic, slammed the door behind him, and quit on the spot. And now, 0 income. Just like that, my husband became an unemployed nobody.
That's really rough.
Why did it have to turn out like this? I thought I married a lawyer and would live a peaceful, secure life. I imagined days of luxury and self-care. But instead, I'm stuck with this useless man, and I have to work to support him? I didn't sign up for this. I don't want this husband anymore. Take him back. I'm done.
I'm sorry, but I'm not taking him back either. Rose, please calm down a bit. Even if he lost his job, that doesn't mean he stopped being a lawyer.
What?
His legal credentials should still be valid. He's still a licensed attorney. If he applies to another law firm or even opens his own practice, he can start over. So please, don't give up on him just yet.
Wait, really? Even if he quit the law firm, he's still officially a lawyer? He can bounce back and become an elite attorney again?
Of course. That title doesn't disappear just because he's unemployed for now. So don't rush to throw in the towel, all right?
Oh my goodness, I totally misunderstood. Then there's really nothing for me to panic over. I'm so sorry, I completely lost it and overreacted. Forget divorce, I'll stay married and stick with him after all. Here's to our bright, happy married life.
Helen! I finally woke up. I see everything clearly now. God, I was such an idiot. I let pride ruin everything. Please, I'm begging you. I was wrong, so wrong. Can we try again? Start over? I want to come back home. I want to be a family again. You, me, and our daughter.
You've got to be kidding. You show up now acting all emotional, saying you finally see the light after everything? Didn't you just marry your supposed perfect match? What happened to that fairy tale?
Don't call her that. She's not my soulmate. She's a walking disaster. Helen, I swear I didn't know how far gone things were until I saw it all unravel. If I stay with Rose any longer, I'm finished. She's reckless, selfish. She's gonna drag me down with her. Please, help me. I don't know what else to do.
What do you mean, drag you down? What exactly did she do that's got you panicking like this?
She blew 20 grand. I lost my job. Yeah, I'm unemployed now. And in the middle of that chaos, she spends $20,000 like we're millionaires. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it myself.
20,000? Are you serious? You're out of a job and she's throwing money around like confetti? How the hell did you let it get that far?
She thought I'd bounce right back. She assumed I'd just walk into another law firm and pick up where I left off. It's temporary, she kept saying. You're a lawyer. You'll land on your feet. So she decided to treat herself, said it was nothing to worry about. I didn't know until the money was already gone.
And she spent it all on what exactly?
Hosts.
Excuse me?
She used to be a hostess. Apparently back then she'd blow thousands at host clubs. And now she's back to that life, only this time using my money. She went out almost every night, said she was networking or letting off steam. Turns out she was spending it all on men who call her princess in exchange for overpriced drinks.
My God.
And all this time, I was trying to keep us afloat. I was putting on a brave face, lying to myself. I thought maybe if I tried hard enough, I could make it work. But now we're broke. I've got no job, no money, no dignity. And the woman I left you for, she's out blowing thousands like it means nothing.
You really screwed this up, Blake.
I know I did. I ruined everything. And it all started because I couldn't handle you being more successful than me. Your promotion, your confidence. I felt so small in comparison. Instead of being proud of you, I got bitter. So I lashed out. I said things I didn't mean. I threw away our marriage, our family. All because of my fragile ego.
So now what? You come crawling back and expect everything to just go back to how it was?
No, I mean, I know I can't undo the damage, but I want to try. If there's even a sliver of a chance, I want to earn it. Please, let me come back. Let me be a father again, a partner. Let me do it right this time.
And what? You want me to talk to my firm, ask them to give you your old job back? You want me to clean up your mess while you figure out how to be an adult?
If there's any way, please, just talk to the partners. Put in a word. Maybe they'll give me another shot. I need a place to start again.
No, I'm not doing that. You want to rebuild your life? Do it yourself. Go out and find a firm willing to hire you. You don't get to take the shortcut just because you finally hit rock bottom. And no, I'm not taking you back.
Helen, please. You're saying you'd rather raise our daughter alone?
I already am. And I'm doing just fine. I've got a stable income, a home, and I already received the lump sum child support. I don't need you, Blake. More importantly, I don't want you anymore.
But I still love you. Everything I said before, it wasn't real. It was my pride talking. I was scared of being the lesser one in the marriage. That fear made me say unforgivable things. But I swear, Helen, it wasn't the truth. I never stopped loving you or our daughter.
Then why was it so easy for you to walk away? Why was it so effortless to turn your back on your family the second you felt insecure? You said it yourself. Your ego was more important than us. I believed in our marriage, Blake. I believed in you. But when things got hard, you didn't fight. You fled.
I made a mistake. One terrible mistake. But don't tell me it's too late. Please don't say it's over.
It is over. That's not cruelty. That's clarity. You can apologize all you want, but the words you said, the way you acted, they don't just disappear. You betrayed me. You betrayed our child. And no, I will never forget that.
Helen!
This is my truth. I don't want to be with you. I don't want you in my life. And I don't want you calling me ever again. The $20,000 spent on the host club, Blake ended up covering it entirely. He had to drain all of his personal savings just to help pay it off. Every last cent he'd put away over the years, gone in an instant. Not for a car, not for a house, not even for an emergency fund. Just to bail someone out of a reckless decision. Since then, Blake's been scrambling to get his life back on track. He's been reaching out to law firms, desperate to land another position as a lawyer. He had a good reputation once, built up through years of hard work, but all of that came crashing down after the affair and divorce became public knowledge. Word spread fast, too fast, and now, wherever he applies, he's turned away before he even has the chance to explain. People whisper behind closed doors. They say things like, he's bad news, or that they don't want that kind of drama in the office. Some blame it entirely on the fallout. Others claim it's because he's a legal liability now. Either way, no one's willing to give him a second chance. Not in that world. With no other options, Blake had to take a job at a factory. A complete 180 from his former life. From suits in courtrooms to coveralls and assembly lines. It's grueling work, both physically and emotionally. And from what I've heard, he's not adjusting well. Apparently, he walks around acting like he's too good to be there, telling coworkers things like, "I'm not someone who belongs in a place like," or "You people don't know what real pressure looks like." That attitude hasn't exactly won him any friends, and there are already rumors that he's on the verge of being fired again. He's burning through every bridge he tries to cross. And then there's Rose. After everything that happened, she was given notice by the daycare center. They didn't want her child attending anymore. Maybe it was because of her behavior, maybe because of the drama swirling around her name, but either way, they didn't mince words. They told her directly she and her child were no longer welcome. She's tried applying to other daycare centers, but none are accepting new children right now, and some seem to already know about her situation and quietly pass over her application. So now she's stuck at home all day, looking after the child on her own. No help, no breaks, no reprieve. Just Rose, the baby, and the four walls closing in. It would be one thing if she were trying to make the best of it. But instead, she keeps spiraling every few weeks. She blows a huge amount of money on online shopping, spa visits, unnecessary furniture, luxury clothes, or whatever happens to catch her attention that day. She claims it's to relieve the stress of parenting, but each time she uses money she doesn't have. She racks up more debt, not thinking about the consequences or the future. And who ends up paying for it? Blake. Every time she overspends, he's the one who steps in to clean up the mess. He finds some way to cover the charges, takes out loans, dips into whatever little savings he's managed to rebuild, cuts back on his own expenses just to keep her from defaulting. It's a vicious cycle. She spends, he pays. She promises to stop, and then she does it all over again a few weeks later. You'd think after everything they went through, they'd both want to live quieter, more responsible lives. But it's like neither of them has learned anything. Blake clings to whatever scraps of pride he has left, pushing away the very people who could support him. Rose throws herself deeper into denial, chasing brief moments of retail-fueled euphoria to distract herself from the fact that she's completely alone with no structure or future. It's heartbreaking in a way. They could have built something better, together or apart, but instead, they're both trapped in the ruins of their own choices. The affair might have been brief, just a few reckless months, but the consequences? They're unfolding slowly, painfully, like a long sentence neither of them can escape. No one wins in stories like this. Not Blake, not Rose, not even the child caught in the middle of it all. There are no clean endings, no fresh starts, just a series of days filled with regret, frustration, and the exhausting weight of having to live with the mess they made. And maybe that's the worst part of all, knowing that it didn't have to be this way. That a little honesty, a little restraint, or even just one different decision could have saved them from all of this. But now it's too late. The damage is done, and they're both left picking up the pieces, whether they're ready to or not.
Holly, I'm coming over to your place right now.
What?
Why are you questioning that? Tomorrow is going to be the 4th of July, right? So we are coming over today, and we'll be staying at your place for the next couple of nights.
This means that both your daughter-in-law and your son are on their way to your house right now, and you need to be ready for us. Alexis? We should be arriving there just before dinner time, so make sure to have something fancy made up for the both of us to eat. I can try my best to get something ready for you guys. We are already out of the house now and on our way, so you can't tell us no to that now. What? Lucas, you should be finishing up with your work for the day right now, correct? Do you mind swinging by the supermarket on your way home from there to pick up some more things for me?
Hi, honey. I think I can do that. What all do you want me to pick up for you?
Can you get me another dozen eggs and also a large cabbage? Also, you'll be passing by that cake shop that I really like. Could you stop in there and find a small cake that can feed 4 for dessert?
A cake? And for 4 people to eat? Who else is gonna be at the house tonight?
Jake and Alexis are coming. I got a couple of texts from Alexis a little bit ago saying that they were both coming back to our house.
This again? What I never get about these kinds of situations is it's always Alexis who ends up texting us about what she wants to do, and never Jake himself.
Well, perhaps Jake likes for her to be in charge of all those things, and if that's the case, then I have nothing else to say. Anyway, this plan came out of nowhere from Alexis, so we'll have to have dinner for 4 now. I'm currently working on that now, so I'd like for you to stop and grab those things for me so that we'll have enough for everyone tonight.
Sounds good. I'll try to make it quick.
Sorry for bringing this up to you so late, but thank you for understanding and doing that for me. Holly, it shouldn't be too much longer before we pull into your driveway. Is the driveway a good place for us to park the car? What? So you both are almost here then? You guys decided to take the car this time? What about taking the bus like all those times before? We decided we wanted to drive ourselves this time. Do you have a problem with that? I'm sorry, but we only have 1 parking space at our townhouse, so you're going to have to find somewhere else to park your car. There is a parking garage just down the road that you can use, and it should only be around $15 a day. Huh? But that would cost like $60 by the end of this trip. How about you take your car out of that parking spot and park it over at the parking garage so that we can park our car in your spot? Why should we be having to do something like that for you? You both should have the money to park in that garage, right? Huh? Listen, Alexis, you already started off on the wrong note by only telling me that you were heading over to stay here with my husband and I last minute. So I've been having to get things like food ready for you both, as well as a room. Please do something about parking yourselves so that I may continue to focus on making your guys' dinner for tonight. Huh? I have 2 pots on the stove right now boiling, so I cannot go out to move the car anyway. I will talk with you both when you arrive here. What? You jerk! Excuse me, Alexis. What you've just done was step too far over the line. What do you think you're doing throwing all that food I just made for you guys into the garbage like that? Well, listen here, Holly. Whoever said for you to make dinner yourself like that? Your older son and his wife are coming home to be with you guys, and you choose to make us trash for dinner? You think my cooking is trash? Honestly, you don't seem to think about anyone else besides yourself. At a time like this, you should be bringing us home something fancy, like sushi. I wanted sushi! And not just the stuff from the local gas station, but the good stuff from a sushi restaurant in town. Or perhaps it's this? Since your husband is still working in a factory as a base-level employee, you guys don't have the money for good sushi? You both have to live the most basic lives at this age, so you can't even imagine what fancy food tastes like. My husband is making enough money every year where we do not have to sleep under a bridge or starve. And we happen to enjoy living a simple life, making food at home and enjoying things like movies and walks together. So what you're trying to tell me is you're both poor, right? But come on now, you have to start doing better than that. Because guess what? Today is the day your very important older son and his super cute wife are staying with you. So get us some damn sushi, you low-life trash. All you have to do is spend the money that you'd normally spend on yourselves each day for food, about 2 or 3 days worth of money, and spend that on sushi for us tonight. That should work for your husband and you, right?
And actually, I'm already on my way over to the sushi restaurant down the other side of the street, and I'll be getting dinner from there. That $200 you had in the drawer is going to be used for dinner, so I made sure to take that with me.
What? Hey, wait! That was all we had left for this month's groceries!
And I will be using it very carefully on tonight's dinner.
Alexis, you get back here right now!
Hey, honey, are you still awake?
What? Oh, hi, Lucas. Yes, I'm still awake. You do realize I'm in the same house as you right now, so you don't have to text me if you want to talk.
Just now, Jake came over to my office to chat with me.
Did something happen to him?
He came to hand me back the $200 that Alexis took from us and thought that he could hand it to me while she's not awake. Also, he has something he wanted to talk with us about. Originally, the plan was that he'd come back to our house in secret without having Alexis come along with him. But she ended up finding out about his plan, and so he had to make up a lie saying that the both of them would come to stay here for the 4th. And, well, right now she's sleeping in the next room over to my office, and so I don't want her to hear Jake and I talking or me coming to talk to you.
Ah, so that's why we're texting instead. Well, how about I get out of my bed and come to your office?
You can do that, but be really quiet so that you don't wake her up, and please shut the door quietly when you come here. I'll make sure to turn on my noise machine to try and mute our voices, and then we can talk about what to do with Alexis.
Understood.
Hey, Holly, get the damn bath ready for me.
It's not even 10 in the morning yet, and you're already yelling.
The bath. I always get into the bath every morning, and today will be no different.
Well, I never knew about that.
Jesus! Came back pretty late last night and didn't get into the shower before I crashed. So you had to know that I'd be needing a bath this morning, right? Have you never had guests over to your house before? You need to be more considerate of me and make sure that the bath is ready by the time I'm waking up. Or could it be you and your husband don't want to have the water and heating bill go up, and so that's why you guys never use the bath? That's exactly what I expected from two poor people.
We are not as poor as you seem to want to think, Alexis.
But look, your husband is working in a factory. That makes the both of you lowlifes.
Alexis, the only reason you married my boy is for his money, right?
Huh? What's that all about?
My son is working for a very large company at the moment, making a lot more than most people his age. And to you, he is like the perfect ATM, right? But here's the problem. That wasn't quite the truth, and Jake actually ended up being a contractor to that company. So, he isn't really making the amount of money you thought he was. And then you came to learn that his father is also not making as much as you'd like, since he's just working on the assembly line. Hence why you are now calling my husband and I lowlifes, and saying we don't have any money to cater to you with either. You are upset right now, and a bit bummed out because your plan of marrying my son for his money didn't work out. And so you find that to be a good reason to act like a jackass now.
That's right! I was freaking lied to! I didn't know that your son was just a contractor there and that your husband only works at a factory. What the hell is wrong with your family being some of the most moneyless people ever?
You had never talked with my husband much until after you married Jake, so I won't blame you for not knowing everything about him. But when it comes to Jake, you and him had been dating for a long time before you got married. So how come you didn't learn the truth about his line of work then?
What?
Well, it's too late for an answer to that to affect anything now, so I'll leave it be. From what I've heard, you have no idea what it means to be a contractor, do you?
Huh? How do I have no idea about them?
Of course, there are plenty of contractors who aren't making as much as they should be in their line of work. But in the case of my son, he someday plans to have a company of his own, and in order to get experience to put towards that company, he is going around doing work as a contractor for a few different companies. Also, Jake happens to be very skilled in the work he performs, so he's already making more than the average contractor does, with plenty of bonuses as well.
Are you serious?
And as for my husband that you always call a lowlife, he's in charge of the factory he works at.
Huh?
After graduating from trade school as an operator, he went and worked for the factory he's at now for 3 years. After those 3 years, he was asked to do some more training for larger operations, and then worked as a manager of a shift there for a bit. And once some time had passed and the previous leader of that factory left, he was promoted and took it over, and he's been doing that for 3 years now.
What? No way!
Do you have something you'd like to say about this?
Hi, Lucas. Are you out of the house today?
Hello, Alexis. What do you want with me right now?
I just wanted to apologize to you for not really ever talking to you at all before and after marrying your son. So, do you have time today to meet with me and chat? If you have time around noon, let's go out to eat, and we can take your time talking to one another.
Around noon, I don't have any plans out of the house and was thinking of having lunch at home with the family.
What?
Today is the 4th of July, and because of that, I was able to get the day off work. And that means I'm going to be home all day today.
Huh?
That also means my son and my wife are with me. Do you understand?
You're kidding, right?
Well, no matter what you try and do to get me to go out with you, this is the last day you'll ever be hearing from me. And I think the same goes for the rest of my family.
The last day? Wait, does this mean what I think it means? You're going to be divorcing your wife?
Ah!
Oh no. That means things from now on are going to get a little more difficult for you, right? Well, if you still need me around, I'll be willing to live with you wherever you go.
Shut the hell up and get the hell out of my house! Now!
What? What the hell is going on? Your husband is a total asshole. He came out of his office and started to grab all my things and then tossed them out into the yard, yelling at me to get out of this house. Why the hell am I being kicked out when it should be you getting kicked out of here in the divorce?
Nobody ever said that I was getting divorced, though. The only person I'm aware of who will be going through that is you.
What?
You really seem to have done a great job lying to my older son, right?
What are you talking about right now?
There was a man you had been going out with before you married Jake, correct?
That's a little...
Well, Jake already had someone go and take a look at all that, and he has some great evidence now.
Huh?
You had planned on using my son as an ATM after marrying him, so that you could go out with that other man on more high-end dates. But when you started to try and get to who you thought was a weak man's money, he turned out to have a tight grip on his wallet. The only money you were able to manage from him was just enough to buy food for you guys while he was working, and that was it. So you confronted him, and that's when he told you that he was a contractor, where you turned on him and started to complain about why he was giving you such a small amount of money, and that it was all to do with him being poor. And ever since that day, you have been blinded by your delusions about my son and his work, and have been mistreating him for it.
Holly...
This is all stuff that Jake had brought up to his father and I the other night, so some of it might be a little off. Could you please let me know if I missed something there?
But Holly...
But what?
I never knew that there could be contractors making more money than proper employees make.
And you only have your lack of knowledge and awareness to blame for that. Now that you understand that we all know the truth, I'll tell you why Jake was originally coming home. He wanted to be here to start working on all the divorce papers with us.
Divorce?
He was going to go have some talks with partners of his about starting up his company soon, but he didn't want to finish with those talks until after the divorce. So he chose to hold off on those plans and come here to finish everything up with you. There's nothing that can be done about it now. The divorce is set in stone.
He can't do that to me. I'll break up with my boyfriend, all right?
Breaking up with him now wouldn't help you any, and would probably only make things worse.
But I've only just found out that Jake has been making good money this whole time. I can't allow him to get away from me now. No way!
You're not even going to hide your true intentions now, are you?
Well, at least I won't be the only one getting divorced then. You're going to lose your husband soon as well, right? That's why I don't care about telling you how I really feel about why I'm married to Jake.
I don't understand. My husband and I aren't getting a divorce. Huh? But just a second ago, your husband was talking about a divorce. And that's just another one of your delusions that you've been having, because I was right next to him looking at his phone while he texted you, and he typed out that Jake would be divorcing you. What? Now don't worry, because I'm showing everything you've told me to Jake right now. Wait! Hurry up and sign the papers, and then get the hell off our property and never come back. I don't want to leave! Now make sure to talk with Jake about what else he has in store for you. I don't want to, you jerk! I don't care what you want, you big baby. What? I'm going now. Bye forever, Alexis. Right after I stopped talking with Alexis, Jake came to me with some surprising news. He had already taken decisive action. Without saying a word to her, he had paid some of his friends to stop by his house, pack up all of his belongings, and start moving them to our place. He didn't even bother giving Alexis a heads up. He was done. This meant that Jake was moving in with us immediately, with no intention of ever returning to that house unless it was to sell it. The speed and finality of his decision took me by surprise, but it was clear. He was cutting ties completely, leaving no room for second thoughts. That evening, after the chaos of the day had settled, my husband and I sat down for some drinks while our son was out of the house. With a glass of wine in hand, we finally had a moment to breathe and reflect on everything that had happened. We found ourselves laughing, not out of malice, but out of sheer disbelief. It was almost comical when we thought about it. We couldn't help but wonder how Jake had ever fallen for someone like Alexis in the first place. We reminisced about the times she had come around, acting sweet and charming on the surface, yet always carrying that subtle smugness. We recalled the way she would dominate conversations, twist small details to make herself seem more impressive, and subtly put others down to boost her own image. We shook our heads at how we had once convinced ourselves that maybe, just maybe, she was good for Jake. How naive we had been. With everything that came to light, the lies, the cheating, and the blatant manipulation, it was almost laughable to think we had ever welcomed her into our home. My husband and I clinked our glasses together, silently grateful that Jake had broken free from her before it was too late. A few days later, Jake shared some new developments. He had gotten in touch with a lawyer and was officially filing for a settlement, not just against Alexis, but also her boyfriend. Apparently, Jake had enough evidence to go after both of them legally. The deception, the stolen money, and the betrayal gave him a strong case. His lawyer was confident that Jake could reclaim a significant amount of what had been taken from him. Not long after, Jake received the good news. He was able to recover all the money Alexis had stolen from him. Every dollar she had used to fund her dates and romantic getaways with her boyfriend was returned to Jake. The expensive dinners, hotel stays, and gifts she had flaunted at Jake's expense were finally made right. It was a huge victory. With the financial burden lifted and the divorce finalized, Jake was finally free of her. The weeks that followed were filled with a sense of peace that we hadn't felt in a long time. Our household felt lighter, freer. There were no more heated phone calls, no more emotional breakdowns, and no more worrying about Alexis's next scheme. Jake was slowly but surely getting back to his old self. The tension in his face started to fade. He smiled more. He even began talking about plans for the future. Things that had nothing to do with Alexis or the mess she had left behind. For the first time in what felt like forever, we were able to enjoy normal, everyday life again. Family dinners no longer felt weighed down by underlying stress. My husband and I no longer stayed up late worrying about whether or not our son was okay. And Jake? He finally looked at ease. No longer haunted by the emotional wreckage Alexis had left him in. However, a year later, we were shocked to hear Alexis's name again. This time, though, it had nothing to do with Jake. It was far worse. News came out that both Alexis and her boyfriend had been arrested. When Jake first told us, I immediately went online to search for the details, needing to see it with my own eyes. What I found was almost too absurd to believe. Alexis and her boyfriend had been caught in a large-scale fraud scheme involving a fake marriage. Apparently, after her divorce from Jake, Alexis and her new lover decided they needed fast money. Instead of working for it, they chose to commit a felony. They forged legal documents, pretending to be married so they could apply for joint loans and claim financial benefits. They created fake records and submitted them to banks, lying about their marital status to qualify for larger sums of money. It seemed their greed knew no bounds. Desperate for cash, they took their deception as far as possible, convinced they could get away with it. But their luck eventually ran out. During a standard background check, the bank uncovered the forged documents. Their entire scheme unraveled in an instant. The bank reported them to the authorities, and the police wasted no time in making the arrest. When we saw their mugshots online, we were stunned. Alexis, once so smug and self-assured, was now disheveled and hollow-eyed. Her boyfriend, who once played along in the background, now looked just as defeated. The two of them were facing serious charges, and their once carefully crafted lies were now exposed for the world to see. Jake's reaction was surprisingly calm. He shook his head and let out a tired chuckle. It wasn't satisfaction or gloating, it was simply disbelief. It was as though he couldn't fully process the extent of Alexis's downfall. To think that the woman who once paraded around with such a sense of superiority was now facing prison time was almost too poetic. My husband and I sat with Jake at the table, processing the situation together. We didn't need to say much. The three of us just exchanged glances, each of us feeling a wave of relief wash over us. It was an unspoken realization. We had narrowly escaped an even bigger disaster. We all let out a collective sigh. The weight of knowing that we had cut ties with Alexis before her criminal behavior escalated made us feel incredibly fortunate. It was chilling to think about how much worse it could have been. If Jake had still been married to her, he might have been dragged into her fraudulent schemes, facing legal trouble himself. He could have been financially entangled in their mess, dealing with lawsuits and debt collectors. But thankfully, he was safe, far away from her chaos. Hey, Ellie, what the heck is this? You think that just because you are busy with work, you can give us your responsibilities? There is no way I'm going to continue letting you get away with this just because my family is allowing it. Hello, Rebecca. I haven't been trying to leave you guys with any of my responsibilities. What's wrong? How am I and your family involved in anything that has to do with you right now?
Don't lie to me. This is what makes you a lowlife. You think you can just act stupid, which I know you are, all in order to go out and work and to have fun, while I have to be home with this kid because my husband told me so.
What? Lowlife? Kid?
I knew about how you had been raised in a foster home and all that, and know nothing about raising a child and having a functional family. But what the hell are you doing pushing your own kid off onto some stranger while you run off to do other things? If you're going to keep doing things like that, then you shouldn't have any kids. I wish my brother would have known better than this before he made you his wife.
I have no idea what you're going on about right now. How could I be pushing my daughter off onto you when...
Stop trying to make excuses for it. I already knew that you'd end up a useless person, and perhaps you don't want to trouble your kid with being such a waste of everyone's time and effort. That's really what I hope your reasoning is for handing her over to my family and I. But to think you'd go this far to get your child away from you. Why can't you just be an actual human and mom and take care of the things you've made? You quit that right now! What do you think you're doing, leaving me on red? Hurry up and come get your kid! I am tired of having to sit here all day waiting for you to come and get her!
You seem to be getting really worked up over something right now. And so far, you haven't given me any good explanation of the situation besides that you have my kid right now and that I should be a better parent. So I was thinking to wait for you to calm down before we talk some more. Now tell me, what are you talking about right now?
Don't play dumb! You think that by having your kid go over to your in-laws, there wouldn't be any issues? Both my kids are busy, and when it comes to my husband and I, we are really getting quite old. My husband still has to work all the time, and I have to make sure all the chores and things like that are complete before he gets home. With the way things are right now, I can't deal with this kid. I have been forced so many times now to take on your child over here, even when I tell my husband that I don't want to. Are you seriously going to leave your kid over at this house for the whole summer now? This place is not some daycare, so you cut all that out right now. Come and get them, or else I'm going to take them back over to your house and leave them there.
If you're talking about my child, she's sleeping right next to me. I don't even have any memory of the last time I took her to your house, or even your daughter's house to have her stay for the day.
What? Then whose kid is this?
I had been thinking for a little bit now that everything you were saying made no sense to me. That has to be someone else's child, right? Maybe there was some confusion in what your husband told you, and the kid is actually one of his friend's grandkids or something like that?
That can't be! He would never do something like that for one of his friends when they have families of their own to get help from. You're just trying to make up even more lies in order to keep your kid over at my place.
What? Wait, hold on. My kid is really here at home with me. I can send you a picture of them with me right now to prove it.
This is screwed up. I was told that this kid is yours, and that's why we're having to take care of them. You idiots really have nothing better to say besides excuses. I want you to get your kid out of my face here soon, or else I will start to act out. Again with this freaking kid? I can't deal with this any longer. I've come back to your house and am going to toss them in your yard right now. Then they can sit out there all day long and play in the hot sun until you come out of that house and actually do something with your child.
What? Out in this hot summer sun? It's almost 100 degrees out today, and you're going to just leave them out there?
Of course. They're not my child after all, so why should I have to care about their health any? Just know that whatever ends up happening to them is all your fault since you're being such a terrible mother.
I have told you so many times now that that's not my kid. Whoever you're doing all of that to has nothing to do with me, and you need to realize that before something really bad happens.
Shut up! I have all the proof I need that this is your kid. So there is not one thing you could say to me that would get me to believe otherwise.
Could you just calm down for me, please? I understand that you're really upset right now, but don't start harming that child over this. They really don't have anything to do with what's happened.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm not going to take any of that crap from someone who never had any parents of their own and had to be raised in a foster home. Just because you never liked being in a foster home doesn't mean you can push your kid off onto me to handle. You are so messed up. I get that you have no idea how to raise a child because you never grew up in a family that actually cared for you, but you cannot force your child into a situation like this, you defective human.
What the hell is going on with you, Rebecca? Making fun of me because I was a foster child? You think there's something wrong with me when you're the one tearing someone down because of a past they could not control? I get that you don't like me for the person I am, but all of those hurtful comments are ridiculous. You're the lowlife if you can't even learn to listen to what others are telling you and have to make them feel bad instead. So just listen to me. I know that there has been some kind of misunderstanding here. I know that because I know what's happening, but I don't want to hurt you or anyone else by telling you.
What are you going to tell me that I don't already know, you loser? Even after all I've gone and said to you, you're still going to push that kid off onto me?
I've been telling you over and over again now that they are not mine.
A lowlife in your position has no right to talk to me like that. I know that this kid is yours. You can lie all you want about that, but I know the truth. And if you want me to prove that to you, this kid is wearing some really cheap clothing, and they have no manners at all. They just run around all day long, screaming and breaking things in my house. They are the worst child I've ever laid my eyes on. You really have no idea at all how to raise a child, do you, you foster child?
My girl is a very wonderful girl, and at that private kindergarten she's going to right now, she is praised by both her teacher and a lot of the other moms there. They tell me she's like an adult in a 5-year-old's body sometimes. Okay? So don't you ever say that my daughter would be a troublemaker like the girl you're with.
Huh? Did you just say private?
That's what I said. My baby girl goes to a private kindergarten right now. I told you all about that a while back, right? Ah, so this is why you continue to think that kid is mine. You've been judging who their parents are based on the clothes they wear and their manners.
Of course I have been. A lowlife like you would never be able to afford anything more than the cheapest options. It's insane that you think I'd fall for a lie about your child going to a private school. I mean, having been a foster child, making money these days must be so difficult for you, right?
Right now, my husband and I own and run a cafe together. It has been very popular on social media, and every day the place is packed, making it a very difficult yet rewarding job for us.
What?
Lion is the name of our cafe. We have a lot of followers online, so go and have yourself a look at the place.
There's really a place called Lion. Is that you in the picture of the cafe?
That's because I run the place, so of course I'll be in some of the photos. Of course my daughter isn't in any of those pictures, though.
But... So, because your cafe is always so busy, you're having me take care of your kid, right?
During this part of the summer, it is exceptionally busy here, and so we make sure to have more staff on hand since one of us has to be home with our girl. So don't think that we would just be pawning her off right now while we both only focused on our business. Sometimes only having one of us here can be tough, but we'd rather have it that way in order to keep our daughter from being lonely.
There has to be times where one of you can't be home for her, right?
That's true. And at times like that, we have to end up asking your parents to take her for a day or two. But we make sure to plan that all out in advance, and she's only there during the day until one of us is back home. And while she is over there, she would never cause the kind of chaos that child you have right now causes. She has been raised well enough now that she'll apologize if she were to be responsible for breaking something.
There's no way you could raise a child like that as a lowlife.
I may come from a foster home, but there are plenty of very famous people who have had the same upbringing as me. The fact that you are judging all of us based off that one fact is terrible. And I hate to have to bring this up, but I'm making way more money than you are right now.
Then who the hell's kid is this? This brat seems just like you, causing all sorts of trouble for others without a care in the world for their mental health. There's no way this kid is anyone's besides yours.
Ah, well about that. That happens to be your husband's secret lover's grandkid who he's been trying to hide.
My husband's secret lover's grandkid?
In the past, your husband cheated on you, right? At the time, they both then ended up making a baby together, and after that, he'd been doing his best to pay for them. Through child support and things like that. But after a few decades, that kid then ended up having a baby herself and expected your husband to take care of it for her. So he listened and started to help take care of his grandkids. But in order to not let any of you guys learn the truth, he said the kid was mine and then had you care for them. Which means that right now, you are taking care of his secret daughter's child.
What? Huh? What the? This kid is his secret lover's child's child?
Sort of like a hidden grandchild. Although that's a bit strange to say.
I cannot believe this! There's no way something like that's happened!
I've just been telling you the truth. You should have a word with your husband about this now. I already spoke with him myself, and this is all what he told me. Your husband was asked to help with his other grandchild, and for a bit, he took them on with your mother. But in order to not let her find out the truth, he started asking you to take care of them for him. That's how things have ended up like this. Your dad ended up forgetting all about the fact that my daughter goes to a private school and forgot about her face as well, causing him to think that child was mine over time. Honestly, the fact that he mixed her up with whatever child you have now is a little bit disheartening for me.
That's what happened?
Rebecca, I can totally understand how you feel right now, having had a kid pushed off onto you for a while now. It really is tough having to raise a child. And when it comes to someone like you who has never had to raise a child before, this is your first time going through all of that. But even still, some of the things you've been doing and saying are not okay. Everything you've done to me up until now will not be forgiven.
I don't need you forgiving me for any of this. I'm the victim after all. So quit it with all that crap about how I'm in the wrong here. You! What the hell are you trying to do by telling my son all those things?
This isn't about what I've said to him, but about all those things you've been doing to that child who isn't even yours. I had to go and talk with him about how things have been going down there at your house. Just the other day, you left that kid in my yard all day under the scorching sun as though that was perfectly okay. I had to talk with him about that, all right? I was starting to worry about that child's safety.
I was just doing all those things to them because I thought they were your child.
So you're telling me that if it were mine, it would be okay to do whatever you wanted to them?
Shut your mouth! And another reason I left them in your yard that day is because you were home. And there happened to be some shade in your yard, so it wouldn't have gotten that hot out for them. Are you not embarrassed to be making such a huge deal out of this? And one last thing, why didn't you tell me earlier that that wasn't your child? You never said anything to me like that, so you're just as much to blame as I am.
God, I told you from the start that my daughter was already at home with me.
I never heard that. How about this then? Why were you talking with my husband about things like his secret grandchild and crap? You have nothing to do with this family, so you don't get to tell me I'm wrong or right for what I've done to that kid.
I would not have to be involved in any of this had you just listened to me and left me alone, Rebecca. But I do not want that child to have to suffer any more for something those that need to take care of them are doing. Have you forgotten that I was involved in all sorts of suffering due to my parents? I understand what it's like to be hurt by those that should be looking out for me. Just like you've done to that kid. And it's not just the kid, though, that's been hurt now, but their parents as well.
Huh? Why would they be hurt? Those parents actually taking care of their child in the first place, then none of this would have ever had to happen.
After talking to that family about what happened to their kid, they were so upset by it that they went and apologized to them. She was just hoping for her dad to take care of her child for a bit, but he went and left her child with you, and then you put the child through some very serious circumstances. I get that you hated the idea of having that child pushed onto you, and that you were upset from all of it. But that does not make for a good enough reason to ever cause harm like that to a kid who isn't even yours. What you did was not okay. You need to learn from what you've done and make some changes to yourself.
Stop messing around! Why the hell did you get my son involved now?
Because you would never listen to me. I was able to talk with him about everything that's been going on with you, and because of that, he's now working on fixing everything you've done. If you actually had any common sense in you, then you would have never gone and done the things you did to that child or me.
He told me that he might leave me now because of this. I'm the victim in all of this. It's my husband who should be the one facing punishment for all of this. I was just lied to.
Ellie, what the heck did you think you were doing? What you've done is going to tear this family apart. Are you not embarrassed by what you've done to us?
So you're going to start with the same thing your daughter's been going on about. Honestly, I don't even blame Rebecca for everything because the cause of all that's happened is your cheating. You were the one that went out years and years ago with another woman and made a baby with her.
And I wanted to keep all of that a secret. Now that you've taken what I've told you and made a big deal out of it, a lot of people in this family are being hurt. Doing something like that shows that you have no conscience and makes me worry about the kind of person you really are. You're far too old now to be saying things as dangerous as you have to my wife and our kids. Why couldn't you have just kept that a secret with me?
I haven't done a single thing wrong here, and I like to think all that's happening within your family right now is what you asked for.
No! All of this pain my family is being put through right now is your fault! It's because of you making such a huge deal out of everything that my wife found out I cheat again! My wife and I have been doing so well all these years, but after what you've done, even my wife is upset with me now and hurt! Are you even aware of that?
Come on, the reason your wife is upset and hurt right now is because of you. The only one that's been living in peace this whole time has been you because you've gone and lied to everyone.
Excuse me?
Your wife already told me that you and her have not been doing too well recently. The fact that you're not aware of that only adds to all the pain you've caused them. Also, even had I not told anyone about what you'd done, your son and daughter were already starting to catch on.
What?
When I went and told them about what you said to me about your story, they replied by saying they already figured all of that. I was shocked when I had to realize that they were already ahead of the curve here.
There's no way! If they'd known already, then they would have wanted me out of the family or something, right? They never said anything to me. Never said anything at all.
It's not that they didn't, but that they couldn't. Even if they wanted to say something to you about it, your wife and you both had 2 kids already, and they didn't have all of the evidence yet. All they could do was cry themselves to sleep every night thinking that you had yourself another woman. But Rob, because of what's happened here, they've been able to learn about the kid you had with that other woman, and that you've been taking on that kid's kid for her. It would be rare for them not to take action against you now after all they've had to learn.
No! My kids and my wife have been with me this whole time because they loved me! You've just gotten to them and made them all unhappy with me!
Your wife was acting just the way you are right now, so I can see where she got that kind of childish behavior from. But the thing is, no matter what either of you try to say and think, you're not going to be changing the reality of the situation here. Your wife was able to have a look at all the child support you paid and tried to hide from her. And right now, she's even talking with that woman you cheated with, and her daughter. Your wife has now been talking with a lawyer she had around with her for the longest time. And since she now has a good amount of proof that you cheated on her and have been sending money to that woman for so long now, she can take you to court and get a settlement from you.
She's been at home this whole time, though! She never had any chances to find someone to help with the evidence and talk with a lawyer?
That's true. However, Rebecca went ahead and gave all that evidence to the rest of the family just the other day.
What?
She did that because she is livid right now. I'm not going to forgive her for any of the things she done, but she did fall victim to having to take care of that child for you in secret. Or should I say, she was scammed into doing that in a way.
No way! There is no way!
You would leave all of that on the shoulders of your wife, and then you would go out and play with that woman the whole time after you finished work. And then, after making a kid with that other woman, you went and kept them a secret from your wife this whole time. Honestly, I want to congratulate you somewhat for making it this far.
Shut the hell up! Shut the hell up, you family-destroying witch!
The family-destroying witch would be you, Rob. I have no clue how you mentally found it okay to hide all of that from your wife and kids. But it must suck to be both your other woman's daughter and her grandchild because they had to grow up without you around them. No father or grandfather around. You went and lied to both parties about yourself, all so that you could continue to be happy and not pay for your sins. You've really gone and done it now by not only ruining one family, but two due to your selfishness.
You have no idea what a real family is, so you have no right to talk! Listen to the man who has actually had two families that have both loved and supported him!
There's nothing about what you're saying that I should be listening and respecting right now. And you want to know something really heartbreaking about all of this? Your kids have been waiting for years now, hoping that someday you'd open up to them about the truth and ask for their forgiveness. But instead of telling them the truth about having another woman, you went and had a kid with that woman and kept it a secret. Them and your wife are going through a lot of pain now after feeling almost 3 decades worth of suffering and no longer wants anything to do with you. From now on, you deserve to live life on your own, please.
Why are my kids saying they want to cut ties with me now? This all shouldn't change the fact that I'm still their father, right?
They want you out of their lives because you are their father. You went and did something completely unthinkable to them, and they are both in shock now. That's how horrible of a person you've been to them.
If they both cut ties to me, I'll be screwed. I won't even be able to see my grandchild anymore, right?
Huh?
You and my son went and had that girl of yours a while back, and it's been so nice having a grandchild around. I don't want to lose them.
I would never let my daughter meet a heartless man such as yourself anymore. The man who has gone and literally hurt everyone in his family, in both his families, needs to go burn in hell now. I am on your wife's side in this. So that's it between you and I. Goodbye forever, you monster. Rob paid a massive out-of-court settlement to his wife and was then completely cut off by his family. He ended up alone in their house, which his wife moved out of, and now has to face the financial burden of debt for the rest of his life. Despite his attempts to reconnect with the woman he had cheated with when he was younger, she now has a husband and refuses to discuss him with Rob. He also tried reaching out to the woman's daughter, hoping to form a bond with her and her family, but they rejected him too. The daughter was furious with him for abandoning her to Rebecca's care, where she was mistreated and severed ties with him as a result. At this point, it seems unlikely that Rob will ever find someone to share his life with again. He might need to let go of any hope of family, as he clearly never understood what it truly meant.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.